What is going on, guys? EAFC25. Now, I'm just talking about gameplay. I'm not really showing gameplay here. Now, even though this is franchise mode or career mode, it's it's manager career mode, you know what I mean? Like where you control the players. That's the way I like to play it. I don't like player career mode. I like manager career mode because I like to focus on the entire team as opposed to one player. Now, I'm talking about gameplay, not necessarily this. Now, I will tell you some things about the gameplay are a lot better. Some things are worse. And one thing that I think is a lot of my passes are messed up for some reason. I don't know what's going on, but it's like in key moments, it's like when I aim my passes, it seems like they go to a completely different place. They pass to somebody that I'm not passing to, or they pass it a different direction. I might pass left and they'll go completely right, or I might try to pass to somebody that's straight ahead and they might go to the left. Sometimes that happens. I don't know what's going on. It's costing me big moments because I'll have a really good opportunity to do something, make a big play or something, but yet they will mess one of my passes up. It doesn't happen all the time, but it happens. It happens in the other EAFC and FIFA games, but in this one, I feel like it happens a lot more frequently for some reason. Now, I play on world class difficulty, and that doesn't have anything to do with what I just said, but I play on world class difficulty. I didn't really mess with the sliders. I did. I'll show you. The only thing I did on sliders was I increased shot error for both CPU and player because when I was first playing, the score was a little on the high side for me. It was unrealistic. They were just knocking a lot in. And I said, let me add a little bit of an effect there, and it did make somewhat of a difference. So now the scores aren't outrageously ridiculous, but they look a little bit more realistic. And the CPU in this is very interception minded. I mean, they intercept a lot of your passes. You can't make those easy passes between defenders anymore like you could, and I mean this in a good way, and this is based on world class difficulty because that's the way I play world class. I can't play higher or lower. If I play lower, it's uncompetitive. I'll just annihilate my opponent. If I play higher, I'll get annihilated by the opponent and I'll feel like I have no shot at winning. Now I'm being the Houston, what they call the Houston Dash, I think they're called. And they're not a very good team. I added some creative players to the team. I added three creative players. I added a defender, a midfielder, and a striker. Now, I didn't make them overpowered or anything like that. I made their attributes pretty good. Let me show you what I got here. Let's take a look at what I got. Those characters you see where you don't see their face, those are creative players. Now, as you can see, their attributes are fairly good. I mean, one of them is the highest rated player on the team with an 86 overall. I have nobody ranking, rated 90 on this team. She is the highest rated player on this team. And I decided to go female career because in the, last year's game or any other game, you couldn't create a female and put them on a regular team. You could only put them on national teams. So I wanted to do that in this one because the opportunity was never there previously. So that's why I went with that this time. But anyway, I got these three creative players. As you can see, they're good. They're nothing crazy. They're not like overpowered and extremely good, but they're good enough. You know what I mean? I needed to add something to this team. These players, they got decent ratings. I mean, this is not a horrible team. They got decent rated players. Okay, but I, I haven't won a. I did win a game in the preseason tournament, but I had one regular season game and I lost. You know, and I noticed the another thing is sometimes it seems like the defense is a little bit unrealistically good at controlling the ball sometimes. Like an example that would be like when they're dribbling it and I'm playing aggressive physical play and I'm coming at them right at their feet. It seems like they just keep the ball. And it's like what I'm doing is not even affecting the player. And sometimes it's a little bit unrealistic. It's nothing too outrageous, but it does happen a little bit in this, and sometimes it does seem a little bit unrealistic how good they are at controlling the ball and keeping the ball. And I'm talking about the CPU when they have the ball and I'm playing defense. At times it does seem that way. But like I said, it's a little off balance in that regard, but the game is still, it's challenging, it's enjoyable. Overall, I like the gameplay here. I got to adjust to some of the differences, like, like the stuff that I talked about. You got to be very much smarter. Now, something is off with my tactic or something. I don't think it's the game itself. I think my tactic is off because when I have the ball and I'm trying to, move forward and I'm getting close to the box, it's like my players are not even trying to really get in scoring position. They're not really putting a strong effort. And we're just kind of passing back and forth, but nobody's really like trying to make a big play or anything. And I think that's something with my tactics. Something is off. Because when I played EAFC 24, obviously I wasn't being a female team because they didn't allow you to create females in that one. And I'm only going to do a manager career mode if I can create players on that team. Create one or two players, or three. Nothing, not the whole team, but some of them. But I was a male team in MLS, and your players they have good reaction. I feel like this one, the AI from an offensive standpoint might possibly, and I'm talking about your team, the team that you're controlling, the players that you're not controlling. You'll have the ball moving up the field with the ball, and I feel like the other players on the team are not given high intelligent, you know, reactions as far as getting in position to make plays, stuff like that. But again, that might have something to do with the tactic that I'm using. Possibly, I don't know. I got to look at my tactic and make some changes there. That's what I think it is. You know what I mean? I got to go here and make some changes. I probably got to hire some more coaches. I'm probably going to hire at least one more coach that's going to increase striking and getting in position because my players are not doing very well in that area. They're just not. I'll get close to the scoring box and it's almost like they're just kind of just pacing back and forth, just standing there. They're not really they just want me to pass them the ball, but they're not really moving in a way that can put them in good scoring position. And I'm trying to call plays and stuff like that, but it's like it's not really making a difference. So it seems like I'm limited on what type of scoring opportunities I have. Now, I have a created striker, and she's scoring pretty much all of our goals. I think she has scored everything. Our other players, it's like they can't really score, is what it seems like. I mean, they can't score. Even the ones that have decent ratings, it's like they don't get in position to score. And when they do, they just take a terrible shot. So and when I was playing with this team with no creative players, I was just getting destroyed. So I just added some creative players. But anyway, the gameplay to me it's enjoyable. I like the game, but like I said, those key things that I just discussed, it seems like the CPU sometimes it's unrealistic how good they control the ball because you can physically bump them and literally put your feet where the ball is, and it seems like they just still have it, and they just go right through. They just kind of go past you after you try to get the ball from them, and it's like they just still have the ball and they just keep moving forward. Sometimes it's a little bit unrealistic. In the past, long as you get physical with them and put your foot near the ball, you could take it. It's going to be hard for them to hold on to it. But in this one, don't get me wrong, it works a lot. But there are times when it seems like the CPU opponent is just ridiculous. It's just a little bit too good controlling and keeping the ball, even when you're physically bumping them and trying to steal the ball. It seems like they just still have it, and it's like your efforts are not really making a difference. And when you watch it, it doesn't even look realistic. How can you still have the ball? How can you still do an excellent job controlling it? And I noticed they do an excellent job with their passes inside the box. And when you're trying to intercept them, they go right through you. Not through you physically, but I'm saying their passing is very precise in this. And I'm talking about the CPU opponent on world-class difficulty. And that's why I'm losing in this game, because I just can't seem to take the ball from them. Their passing is so on point. And it's like I can't really intercept it as well. My physical play is not making a difference like it should. Anyway, that's that's so far, and I got about 8 hours of gameplay so far on this game. What's your opinion on it? I do like the gameplay. I want to play Rush more. When I played Rush, I had an excellent time, but those key things that I talked about are things that are kind of throwing the balance off a little bit to me. I don't want to mess with sliders to try to fix that stuff. I kind of just want to adjust to the way the game is and get better at it. But I'm having trouble getting in scoring position. Anyway, that's my review. What's your opinion? Leave a comment. Let me know how you feel about EAFC 25's gameplay. And this topic is specifically gameplay.